Hello, you beautiful people. So, I'm back again after posting the Sparxie Kit video, and this time, I have Yao Guang's entire kit with me along with her unique Elation path mechanics, and I have to say, she almost looks like a must-pull character in my eyes, which you'll see why. Today, I'm mainly going to discuss about Yao Guang's entire kit, including her basic abilities, her talent, her traces, her light cone, and her Eidolons as well. Honestly, I have to say, I really love how Yaoguang's entire kit functions, but I might be a bit biased in that because I just really like Yaoguang's design quite a lot. Before we begin, if you are someone who is planning to pull for the Dahlia or any of the reruns in the next patch, you might just want to check out Lubar, because here you can get a total of 25% off on all of your purchases. Just to give you an example, I'll try buying this 3280 Nyric Shard pack, which costs $43, and this same pack costs me $50 if I buy it from the in-game shop. You can easily tell that it's way cheaper, and the top-up process is also really easy, as all you need to do is enter your UID right here, and then choose your respective server. Now, if you use my link from the description or the pinned comment, you can get another 10% off on top of all the other discounts, making it a total of 35% discount in total, which is honestly pretty insane, so make sure to check out Lubar. So, Yao Guang serves a really unique function in this game, being the first Elation character of the region and being our introduction to how it works and its main mechanics as well. Unlike the usual way, she's releasing before her DPS partner, and that's for a really good reason, as she is much more than just an Elation support. I know her kit may seem complicated when you first see it, but I'll be sure to explain things as we go along, so let's get started talking about our newest physical Elation character. Alright, as I said in the Sparxie video, Elation damage is a separate new type of damage that scales purely based on Elation level, Elation buffs, and punchline stacks possessed. Also, normal buffs don't affect this damage at all, so the only way to buff it is through unique effects just like our general has. Starting with her skill, it deploys a zone that lasts for a total of 3 turns. While it is active, it increases allies' Elation stat by 15% of Yaoguang's own Elation stat, and while this zone is present, she grants herself the ability to make her basic attacks and skill generate punchlines. Now, speaking about her basic attack, it's actually quite unique, unlike most of the other basics. So, it deals blast damage instead of regular single target damage to the enemy, and the energy restored from it is equal to using her skill. This means she can serve as a skill point generator while not losing out on bonus energy that you'd usually get from spamming her skill, which is really good. By the way, I know some of you are probably wondering what punchline is, and honestly, it's a very easy mechanic related to the Elation path. Basically, punchlines are like damage amplifiers for Elation. The more you have, the more boosted your Elation damage is, and having these is like a universal currency for the team, so you want to generate as many as possible, which is why all parts of her kit generate them. Moving on, her ultimate is a good example of this punchline mechanic, as it gives 5 punchlines upon use, while immediately making Aha take a bonus turn. Now, let me do some explaining here to tell you how Aha works. So basically, at the start of the battle, Aha will appear in the action order, and when he takes a turn, all Elation characters will do a special ability and will be given the certified banger state based on the amount of punchlines you have. To simplify, this just gives all Elation characters an extra turn for free and without any restrictions. Additionally though, her ultimate does grant 20% resistance penetration to the entire team, which is overall a great buff to have. Next up, just like Sparxie, Yaoguang's talent is the part of her kit that ties it together and utilizes this certified banger state that Aha provides to her. So, when she is in possession of the certified banger state, allied targets will deal additional Elation damage to one random target. Think of it like Robin's additional damage, but instead of small procs, this hits more like a meteor. For each skill point consumed during an ally's attack, they can trigger this effect multiple times, with 3 being the max amount. You're probably wondering how this will be relevant if regular characters can't have high Elation stat, but she has this covered as well, because if the ally triggering this effect has less Elation than her, she will use her own stat for this damage. This is really nice as Yao Guang will have insane amounts of Elation, so this damage will hit really hard. Also, as I mentioned before, when Aha takes his action, all Elation characters will unleash their Elation skills, and Yao Guang's Elation skill is pretty simple. It just increases damage received by all enemies and deals Elation damage to all enemies on the field. Anyways, that's her entire base kit explained in detail, and I hope you're keeping up with me as it gets much easier from here. So, Her traces are simple but effective, and they fit with her kit quite well. The first one increases her elation by a massive amount, scaling with her bonus speed and having a really high cap, which you probably can't reach. This is really good as it means that when she's paired with speed buffers, she will gain a big amount of elation, which can be used to buff her additional elation damage procs. Moving on, her Trace 2 increases her crit damage, and when using her elation skill, it recovers a skill point to the team. Overall, a decent quality of life trace, I would say. Finally though, her third trace makes it so that when Yaoguang has certified banger, it increases its duration by 1 turn, basically giving her full uptime with this. Now, let's talk about her light cone, and honestly, it's not as crazy as I expected it to be at a first glance. It grants the wearer a ton of speed and crit for the team, and it also increases the energy restoration of the wearer by a good amount as well. The buffs themselves are also quite nice, but nothing really too out of the world. On my second read of her light cone though, I finally realized this light cone is overpowered as hell, and that's because of the speed it gives, and since Yaoguang converts speed to elation, this light cone has much higher value than I initially thought. It basically boosts her damage by a significant amount, and because of this elation boost that you get through speed, I would say it's incredibly good for her. Lastly, before we get to her Eidolons, I wanted to summarize her base kit a little. So basically, Yao Guang's kit entirely revolves around her ultimate and the certified banger state, as both of these buff the team significantly and lets you deal massive elation damage on each hit. Overall, I would say that she functions both as a support and a decently well sub DPS, which is what I predicted in my previous videos about her, so I'm pretty happy that I was totally right. Alright, her Eidolons are really overpowered, but does that surprise anyone nowadays? Starting off, her Eidolon 1 increases the punchline consumed by Aha during her ultimate by 50%. We don't have full information on what consuming punchline does for now, but the second part of this Eidolon is broken enough by itself. It basically buffs the entire team's elation skills by 140% of the original damage, which is absolutely broken for elation-based teams, and this E1 is going to become even more broken later on. Next up, her E2 and E4 are really good too, as her E2 increases allies' speed by 12% and elation by 16%, while her E4 allows elation damage to ignore 18% of the target's defense. All in all, both her E2 and E4 are very solid Eidolons on their own. Lastly, Yaoguang's E6 is a cool glance into the future as it grants a special effect only present in this ability called Merrymakes. Basically, merrymaking is all of the buffs to elation in the team, and in Yaoguang's E6, she increases this by 20%. Honestly, just imagine this as like a true damage but for elation. Other than granting this merrymakes ability, her E6 also increases the damage multiplier of Yaoguang's already high damaging skill by 60% of its original, which is just really broken. Anyways, with that, I'm done explaining Yaoguang's entire kit in detail, and I tried to explain it all, but if I lost you at any point, I apologize as Elation is really a lot to cover, and it's kind of hard to break it all down at once. I did try to keep this video a lot less filler and more straight to the point, so I hope you guys appreciate that. Overall, Yaoguang's kit is extremely powerful, and I expect her to easily be a meta staple for an entire year. Personally, I think she's a must-pull as she's not only a great introduction character to the Elation path and its mechanics, but also a powerful sub-DPS that works with about anyone that consumes skill points. On top of this, her light cone and E1 are also good if you want to invest into them, and she's really great with Sparxie as well, who is her main DPS partner. Do let me know how you feel about her kit though down in the comments section, and let me know if you're thinking of pulling for her or not. Also, if you ended up watching until the end, you might want to consider subscribing as well. With that being said, I just want to say I love y'all and I will see you in another one.